When Buffalo Bill opened his Wyoming hotel in 1902, Queen Victoria sent him a gift so valuable, it still amazes visitors today. But this royal gesture was just one of 7 hidden truths about Wild West hotels that reveal a world far stranger and more fascinating than Hollywood ever showed you. Behind the swinging doors and dusty facades lay secrets that would shock even the most hardened frontier legends. The American frontier was not just about gunfights and cattle drives. It was also about hospitality in the most unlikely places, where civilization and chaos collided in ways that would seem impossible today. While we picture rustic saloons and simple boarding houses, the reality of Wild West hotels tells a completely different story. One filled with royal gifts, revolutionary business practices, and architectural features designed specifically for survival. Let's start with perhaps the most bizarre truth. Many frontier hotels were literally built to be bulletproof. When Henri Lambert opened the St. James Hotel in Cimarron, New Mexico in 1872, he had the foresight to install a double layer of heavy wood in the ceiling above the saloon. This was not decoration, it was protection. Lambert knew that drunk cowboys would inevitably start shooting, and he did not want his paying guests upstairs to become casualties of barroom brawls. His precaution proved wise. When Lambert's sons replaced the roof in 1901, they discovered more than 400 bullet holes in the ceiling above the bar. Today, visitors to the St. James can still see 22 bullet holes preserved in the dining room ceiling, silent witnesses to an era when indoor gunfights were just part of doing business. The hotel witnessed at least 26 murders during Cimarron's wilder days, and its guest registry read like a WHO's WHO of the Old West. Jesse James, Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, and Billy the Kid all slept under its bulletproof roof. Locals had a grim saying. In the morning, the first question around Cimarron was, who was killed at Lambert's last night? But here's where it gets even stranger. Some of these frontier hotels received gifts from European royalty. Buffalo Bill Cody's Irma Hotel in Wyoming, opened in 1902, features that magnificent cherrywood bar that was not crafted by local artisans. It was a personal gift from Queen Victoria herself. The bar remains the hotel's centerpiece today, a stunning reminder that the American frontier attracted attention from the highest levels of European society. Buffalo Bill called the Irma just the sweetest hotel that ever was, and he maintained 2 suites and an office there for his personal use. The hotel became a meeting place where Buffalo Bill would plan the Wild West show that featured performers like Annie Oakley and Sitting Bull, making them all international celebrities through their spectacular frontier entertainment. The third hidden truth reveals how hotels literally changed hands through card games. The frontier operated by different rules, where fortunes rose and fell with the turn of a card. T.J. Wright won the St. James Hotel in a poker game and then died in room 18 just hours later. That room remains permanently locked today, filled with offerings to Wright's restless spirit. Cigarettes, dollar bills, playing cards, chewing tobacco, bullets, and letters accumulate on the mantel, left by visitors hoping to appease the ill-tempered ghost. In 1918, 2 Buffalo cattlemen, father and son John and Al Smith, won ownership of the Occidental Hotel and Saloon in Wyoming in another high-stakes poker game. These were not isolated incidents. They were part of a culture where everything, including entire businesses, could be wagered and lost in a single night. The fourth truth involves a revolution that changed the American West forever, and it started in hotel dining rooms. Fred Harvey, who built the first restaurant chain in United States history, along the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway, faced a constant problem with his male workforce. They were often prone to absenteeism, drunkenness, rude behavior, and fighting. Essentially, they were as wild as the West itself. The turning point came after a particularly violent drunken brawl at Harvey's location in Raton, New Mexico. Harvey fired all the waiters and the manager, and the newly hired replacement made an unprecedented request: permission to replace the dismissed rowdies with female staff members. This marked the beginning of the Harvey Girls phenomenon, young women who brought unprecedented levels of service and civilization to the frontier. These women were required to follow strict behavioral codes, could not marry for a year, and had to maintain Victorian standards of propriety in the wildest parts of America. Male customers were required to wear coats and ties in Harvey dining rooms, creating pockets of Eastern refinement in the untamed West. The fifth hidden truth reveals that some hotels served as secret recruitment centers for American military forces. In 1898, Theodore Roosevelt and Colonel Leonard Wood set up an enlistment table at the Menger Hotel's bar in San Antonio, Texas, recruiting soldiers for the Spanish-American War. Roosevelt specifically chose Texas because, as he wrote, "We drew a great many recruits from Texas, and from nowhere did we get a higher average, for many of them had served in that famous body of frontier fighters, the Texas Rangers." Over 1,250 men enlisted to form the Rough Riders at that bar table. Cowboys, Indian fighters, outlaws, Eastern aristocrats, and Ivy League athletes all signed up together. The Menger Bar became the birthplace of what Roosevelt called the most popular volunteer regiment in the history of the world. Men who would later charge up San Juan Hill, all while drinks were being served in what was essentially an operating saloon. The sixth truth exposes the hidden architecture of frontier hospitality. Many hotels featured secret passageways and hidden rooms, allowing high-profile guests to escape unnoticed or to conduct illicit activities away from prying eyes. These were not just practical features, they were necessary survival mechanisms. In a world where today's friend could become tomorrow's enemy, hotel rooms themselves were shockingly small by today's standards. Typical rooms measured only 6 to 8 feet wide by 8 to 10 feet long. Most of the space was occupied by a single-person bed with a horsehair mattress that had absorbed years of sweat and bodily fluids. The luxury amenities consisted of wall hooks for clothes and a porcelain basin for washing, with chamber pots for nighttime necessities and a community privy out back. The final hidden truth reveals the lasting impact these hotels had on American culture. When Fred Harvey died in 1901, he owned and operated 15 hotels, 47 restaurants, 30 dining cars, and even a San Francisco Bay ferry. At its peak, there were 84 Harvey houses across the West, including the magnificent El Tovar Hotel at the Grand Canyon, and by 1943, the Fred Harvey Company served more than 1 million meals each month. These establishments did not just provide accommodation, they created the template for modern American hospitality. As one historian noted during a recent hotel restoration, it was not just a building, it was a piece of living history that connects us to how the West was really won, through hospitality. Yet the violence was never far away. The contrast between civilization and chaos defined the frontier hotel experience. While the Brown Palace in Denver aimed to match the sophistication of Boston and New York, just 20 years earlier, the local newspaper had cheerfully run advertisements from professional gunmen offering their services for $100 to $500 per killing. Today, many of these historic hotels continue operating, serving as living museums where visitors can experience authentic frontier hospitality. The Menger Hotel, now over 160 years old, remains the oldest continuously operating hotel west of the Mississippi. The irony is not lost on modern travelers. They can sleep in the same rooms where outlaws like Jesse James once hid, dine in bars where soldiers were recruited for war, and walk halls where fortunes were won and lost in single nights. These 7 hidden truths reveal that Wild West hotels were far more than simple accommodations. They were theaters of American transformation, where European royalty sent gifts, women revolutionized business practices, and the future of American hospitality was written in blood, bullets, and remarkable acts of courage. The real Wild West was not just about cowboys and gunfights. It was about the extraordinary people who built civilization one hotel room at a time, even when that civilization came with bullet holes in the ceiling